First thing you want to do is remove the fuel regulator. So it's in your fuse box. It's going to be this second one. Just pull that out, start the car up, let it run until it dies. Try to start it a couple more times until it stays dead. I do recommend when doing stuff like this that you have an assistant handy. This one's mine. And so let me show you what I came up with. So you did have to get a couple of spring clamp removers. It ended up being this yellow one in these ones I got from AutoZone. It didn't help a lot, so very well may take that back. I did find out that these ratcheting wrenches with a swivel head worked really well. Picked these up at Lowe's, left the tag on them because those can be returned too, because they're 20 bucks a piece, and not sure I'm gonna get that much use out of them. But I took the tire off, did a brake change at the same time, crawled up underneath it, and then I'll try to back construct this to show you what I did. Up underneath, you'll see there's my fuel filter. It's not completely connected yet. Normally, it has, when you first take it apart, it has this cover over it, but in front of that, you're not going to be able to see any of it because there's a heat shield in the way. So what you need to do is remove the heat shield. There's 3 13mm bolts. Worked really well with this ratcheting angle wrench to get that in and out. Then those 2 bolts with the little plate over the top of the fuel filter are 10mm. Same thing, worked really good with the ratcheting thing. When you go to take the fuel filter off, on the left hand side, there's this little red clip. This was what I couldn't find really good instructions on, because what you need to do is first take a screwdriver or something and pop this little tab. Once you've done that, there's kind of like a U. You have to squeeze the clip and push it up so this part comes out. Otherwise you won't be able to remove it from the slip. So it's kind of like a U that pops up and out of the way. You can kind of see that. Otherwise it would normally be depressed to lock it in place. On the other side, there's a spring clamp. It took me a while to figure this out because I didn't realize, not a mechanic, that it's pushed in initially. What you need to do first is push this part over to give you more room that releases a little latch. That's when you have to use this little spring removal tool to put on there to push these little springs back inside of here so that you can take this piece off that little lip as well. What I didn't know, and what's not in the other videos, is once you put the tool on there, you have to also pull the line towards the pump so it'll get past this. So once the spring tool is pushing the springs back, you have to pull the line towards the pump to clear that little ridge and then take it off. So you have to kind of squeeze the line into the pump. So anyways, I'm just going to do it backwards now to put it back together. The other mistake I made was I didn't know, because nobody said explicitly and I wasn't looking, that there's a right and a wrong way for the fuel filter. So originally I had it on backwards, so this side was over here instead, and that caused a little backup and gas leak, which I hope isn't a bigger problem that I'll look at once I have it in correctly. But the lip on the fuel filter for the Ford Explorer 2004 should be on your right hand side, the same side with the spring clamp, not the red clamp. The red clamp should just be the smooth and trim side, and that also makes this little ridge thing fit in really well. The other thing I forgot to mention, this little fitting that the fuel pump goes in holds the pump in really tight. I didn't find a great way to remove it. When I went to take out the old pump, I actually used a screwdriver to just pry it out because I wasn't concerned about the condition of the old pump. So with that said, my old pump actually looks in really bad condition, but I figured I wasn't trying to save it. So maybe there's a better way, but I'm not sure. If you've released the gas pressure, not a lot of gas comes out when you disconnect those lines, but a little bit does. A stream primarily out of the pump. So I had a rag handy to catch that stuff. There definitely is some gas that's going to come out no matter how careful you are, but it's not too bad. So anyways, that's pretty much how you do it. And then to put it back together, you do it backwards. So I'm going to put that rag clamp back on, push the U down, and then trigger that clip until it clicks into place. Take that spring lock, put it on the other side, and then the little clamp to lock it into place, and then put my fuse back in, well, put my covers back on, put my fuse back in, and hopefully it works. I hope this helps. If you have any questions, put them in the comments section, and I'll help out any way I can. Thanks.